we got to start the game faster. That's really been a theme for us. I thought we had an op in New England on fourth down to get off the field. We didn't. Really, probably the same thing in Indy. I think it was a fourth down conversion that led to the extended drive, and then Buffalo we gave a touchdown to. So fortunately, Jack turned the tides, but we had about an inch to work with. So we gotta be able to start faster in these games.
All right, Anthony Weaver. Yesterday was coordinator day for the coordinators to talk to the media. Anthony Weaver. You know, certain guys talk, and I can listen to them all day. Like if Anthony Weaver said, "Hey, man, I got 4 hours off," but they're late at, like, I'd give up my sleep because I like what Anthony Weaver has to say. I do. And I know how Mike is. Mike's super positive, and Coach Weaver's positive, but I think when he has to, he's been around this thing and got a good reputation. I know they're struggling right now. Some young guys are struggling, but there are 4 or 5 guys on that coaching staff, man, that I see them. I don't know if they like me, but I sure like them. I go, Anthony, you're one of those guys. Hey, here comes the old guy again, Joe Rose. Hey, Coach, how you doing, man? Hey, Joe. Anyway, yeah. So he talked about starting fast, and listen, this is no secret. He said it, I say it. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm guessing you have. Everybody pretty much has had the same game plan. Fundamentally, run the ball between the tackles, throw a lot of short passes, and what do you think that struggling offense of Carolina is going to try to do? Even with 2 or 3 offensive linemen out, including our old right guard, Rob Jones, who got a lot of money. He's on IR. They're going to try to run the ball, and they're going to throw a lot of short passes. Matter of fact, you look at their guys. By the way, this isn't like I'm some brilliant guy, man. I look at yards per catch on that group of guys they have, and they throw a ton of passes to their tight ends. Their tight ends, the 4 of them, have 29 catches. 29 catches. Tells me they're probably going to line up in a lot of double tight end, and they are more than happy to throw short passes to their tight ends. I look at the numbers on some of those receivers, and they're throwing a lot of short passes. They are throwing a lot of short passes, and so, I think it's fair to say it's going to be kind of like what you've seen with everybody else so far. Pretty much a lot of short passes and run the ball. Be able to run it, keep running it, keep it 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2, where you can do a lot of different things. Listen, man, when you get threat on 3rd and 2 that you can still run the ball and get a couple yards, or you can throw a little short pass, and teams have been doing it to us, keeping drives going, and it's been a problem. So Coach talked about, hey, man, fast start. But I will say this, and I know Jordan Phillips and Kenneth Grant have struggled. Got to keep playing them. Got to keep playing. So I know fans and our writers are getting bad about this, including Omar Kelly, who I work with. Well, you can't just because you're not happy. Well, how many weeks should I give him, Joey? He's been on this saying, well, how many weeks should I give him? Like Jordan Phillips and Kenneth Grant before, and then before we bring in Christian Wilkins. First of all, you got to do your homework. Don't start the Christian Wilkins thing right now, okay? First of all, I don't think he's healthy. I think he's still injured. Second of all, does he want to come back on the cheap? Miami Dolphins, I don't know a lot, but I know they're not giving Christian Wilkins a big contract for what we got when he was healthy here. He wants to come in on, if he is healthy for basically minimum. Maybe they have him, but they won't have him if they're out of it. Christian Wilkins won't be part of this. So don't just start throwing friggin' names out there of guys that still hurt or like you remember them from a couple years ago and you want to bring them in. Hey, man, sometimes the lights go on sometimes for the Dan Marino. I actually played with a lot of guys, and we had really good teams, and the lights came on real early. Now, 2 of them ended up being Hall of Famers. So it's a bad example, right, Woody? And one was Dan Marino at the hardest position, at a time when that position was really hard to play. And he came in day one. We didn't always win, but he made it clear to everybody, I can throw on anybody in this league anytime I want, no matter who I have. And he did. Right away, came in. Don McNeil, day one, in my draft class, lined up as a number 1 corner out of Alabama. And that dude, the Reverend, was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Day one, right out of he got a signing bonus, a number 1 pick, and lined up, and he was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Probably the most, because of the Riggins play, people don't realize just how good he was unless you played on those teams. Day one, unbelievable. And then Dwight Stevenson, 2nd round pick. Greatest center of all time. Wasn't even a 1st round pick. So I've been around some guys that came in day one and were like, damn, man, now I see how you guys won a national championship last year, because Alabama had won the national championship. I think it was co-champions the year, because they didn't truly have a game, and so they just named 2 teams from time to time co-champs, and Bama had some studs. But through the years, Shoes had some guys, man, he drafted, and he put them in there. And sometimes the lights go on right away, and sometimes it takes a while. But they're going to keep playing them, and they should. Last thing we need to do right now, I mean, it's one thing you give up on a veteran that's here and they're not playing well, and you go, well, we might as well play the young guys. You're right. Now, the crazy part of this football team right now is a couple guys you signed late are all playing really well. Rasul Douglas and Jack Jones. Nobody knew we were going to get them. You know, we were going all young there for a country minute. We thought, wow, okay, we're going to go with all these young guys, and all the young guys started getting hurt, and we started picking guys up, and Jack Jones is making great plays. Rasul Douglas, and by the way, not just in their coverage, but tackling. Rasul Douglas made a great tackle the other day to trip up before a guy could turn the corner, and Jack Jones has a big hit to cause a fumble down on the goal. No bigger play than that. And then the coverage, man. Those guys are not – there's been some great catches over them, including what we saw from Garrett Wilson in that last game, but that's great coverage. You can't say he got beat. Oh, he got beat. Oh, he got smoked. No, they didn't. That was a great play, period. They're not one coach going, you got to make that play. Guy had his hand in the middle of it, and the friggin' guy held on to it. It was a great catch. It was a great catch. Sometimes you have to say great catch. That was a great catch. And then they've got some other guys they have picked up last year late and now that are playing really well. We now have to get some of the young guys going, including some of the young guys from last year. Chop Robinson. And this is not to pick on certain guys, because we have some guys that are playing well. There are the 2 corners. That was going to be the position. That's the one that's going to come back and haunt us, and I don't know. And Rasul Douglas and Jack Jones did not show up for a 401k program. They showed up to play right now and show, like, hey, oh, hell no. We get this could be our last chance. We want to show the league we can play. We want more time to play this game, because that's the way they're playing it right now on the outside. Perfect for Anthony Weaver, and of all the positions. And you got 2 guys on the inside making a lot of tackles. I mean, a ton of tackles right now. Jordan Brooks and Tyrell Dotson have been just Tyrell Dotson. I mean, I know their pass coverage is not always good. But my God, man, Dotson's got 4 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, a couple of sacks, and Jordan Brooks coming off 18 tackles in a game. So there are some good things, man. There are some good things going on. But I mean, There's nothing else you can do. You got to play these young guys. And I said this yesterday to Omar. He hates it. And I know he gets eye roll. I roll my eyes when he says the same stuff to me, same junk. And I do the same. So you got to keep playing those young guys, man. The only way you take them out is if somebody on that defensive coaching staff says they have lost their confidence. They have not had success, and the fight and the confidence is gone. It happens to young guys too, by the way. It does. Guys go, I used to do this last year against Ohio State, and, man, I was kicking ass. And I do it to these guys, and next thing you know, they got me pushed 4 yards out. You go, I know I'm strong. I was one of the strongest guys coming out, and now I'm getting pushed around. So sometimes, but I don't think that's going to happen to these guys. You hope not. We've had it. We've had some guys. I was going to write down a list, and some guys. We had 2 pass rushers that flat out lost their confidence to the point. I mean, they were first round busts. 2 of them, 2 pass rushers, first round, and they did that same quick move and that long arm. They looked the part, couldn't play, lost their confidence early. Found out the college, the NFL, no matter what kind of competition you have, it's a different deal. Even the guy you're playing against, a veteran from a small school, that guy's probably knows every trick in the book, and they're using it on you, and now they got a book on you, what you can and can't do. Savaianai is another one, man. You got to keep playing him. Everybody tells me don't worry about his confidence. He wants to be really good. He physically knows. He just got to learn. They've got a couple things that are killing him right now. And he's got to learn what they're trying to do to him. And he's got to keep working on fundamentals, man, technique, fundamentals, but don't lose your confidence. Do not lose your confidence. We've got to go to break here. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here. Man, what a weekend this is going to be. Both the Canes and the Dolphins on the road Saturday and Sunday. Got a great high school football game we'll be talking about here. I think it's hard to imagine. I don't live in all the other parts in L.A. and stuff, but it could be, and a lot of people call it the best public school rivalry in the country. In Dade County, where so many guys have come out of both of those schools, where they play against great competition, Northwestern and Central, tomorrow at 4:30 at Trask Powell. We'll be talking to Larry Bluestein about that.